guys are all doing well. You're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man, and I'm greatly appreciative of it. This portion that y'all are watching right now, though, although you're watching Modern Renaissance Man, I'm gonna upload this rather to my man, husband, father channel as well, because this is definitely something that I'm going to talk about that's going to go along those lines of being a man, a husband, and a father. Which that pretty much what I just said to you guys, it pretty much answered the question to the title of this video. So anyway, if you're watching this on repeat, you might want to jump ahead to the 3-minute mark, because that's usually where I start my real, talking conversation piece, is at the 3-minute mark. The reason why is because YouTube don't alert people quickly enough to let them know that I am live right now. So that's what I'm saying it for. And just in case y'all want to know, I'm in my wife's little roaster right now. My wife is driving my SUV because she feels safer in it when she's going certain distances, and I'm driving her little speedster. So yeah, a little tight in here. I'm almost in the back seat. That's how them little small sports cars are. Anyway, just want to let y'all know I appreciate y'all all being here, and at the 3-minute mark is when I'm going to get started. I'm not going to be able to stare at the camera or anything like that usually when I'm driving, because it's obvious because I'm driving. Don't worry about it, folks. Look, no hands. Y'all freak out. If I do happen to look at the camera, don't worry, because the same amount of time it takes me to look at this rear view mirror, to look at my side mirror, look at this side mirror, is the same amount of time it takes me to just make a quick glance at the camera like that. My eyes are not off the road. You don't need to worry. But I do appreciate the sentiment. So anyway, with that being said, any of you that are in the chat right now, shout out to all of you. I see my guy, a quick glance right there, seeing Unifier TV in here right now. So if you're watching this at a later time, I would recommend you guys go over there and follow Unifier TV. If y'all see him in here, go check out his channel right now while I'm filibustering. Go subscribe to him over on YouTube. Follow him on Instagram. I think he got his Instagram back. But also follow him on Facebook. Again, the name is Unifier TV. If y'all don't see it in here, UNIFIER TV. So make sure y'all go check him out and follow him over there. Let him know I sent y'all when you go and do it. Go support him. Appreciate y'all for doing that. All right, 5 seconds left, and I'm gonna get right on into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. You have made it to the 3-minute mark. And you're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man, and I'm greatly appreciative of you guys. Make sure that you double check to make sure that you are still subscribed to the channel. Click the thumbs up button, and if you're on your phone right now, double tap the screen that gives the video a thumbs up, and what that does, it keeps my content recommended to you, and it also helps push my content out in a YouTube algorithm world. If you are a first-time watcher and you end up liking what I'm going to talk about in this video, there's the option to select hype, and hypes the video up and gets it out there if you feel that a lot of people should hear this message. All right, so I appreciate you all for that. So let's get ready to go ahead and get on into this. And if y'all see the title of this video, I kind of gave the answer away in my filibustering before I got into the 3-minute mark, and I said I was going to post this video on my man, husband, father channel. Right, I'm going to post this video on my man, husband, father channel, because that technically is the answer to what I just told you guys. Now, this come about because a lot of y'all responded to the shorts I posted today and the long format video that I did on Nick Fuentes. And a lot of y'all seen the shorts. So let me tell you something right now. I'm gonna let you guys know right now. I'm being so honest right now with you guys. When I go and I speak in these engagements, and it's definitely amongst the black community, how long have we been talking about we need to stop the violence, we need to have fathers, we need to love each other? That's going to be the talk, guys. I promise you right now, as long as I live until the day that I die, I promise you guys, that's going to be the talk until you die. It is. Unfortunately, I'm just being complete. Todd, you never know what God can do. No, don't even go there. Let's be honest. You don't even believe that. What am I saying that for? When you have a group of people to where their way of life, their way of thinking, their way of logic have been passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. It's been embedded in them through ideology of their own parents, from their parents, from their parents, from their parents, to their parent. There is no saving the black community. No more than there is no saving the white community, or saving the Asian community, or saving the Italian community. There is no saving them. So I'm gonna let y'all look. I'm gonna let y'all sit on that for a little bit. I've been working, helping the black community in my 20s. I did Habitat for Humanity, built a park in the hood. We're in a vacant lot where an abandoned house used to be. I sit on a board right now for the city where we review complaints that normal citizens, be it black, white, whatever, give us for this council. I'm actually a vice chair to it, called the Public Safety Commission Relations Board. Right? Do a lot of things that people don't use, that a lot of folks just don't know, what you want to call for the black community. Let me tell y'all, there is no fixing the black community. There is no fixing the black community of blacks of a certain mindset. What we and what I do and what I strategically do, and I'm telling you, it works perfectly. In the black community of those people of a certain mindset, there are individuals who, by the grace of God, are unique in a way that they don't see things and they don't act the way that a lot of blacks in the culture of a certain mindset do. And those particular blacks are the ones that I focus on. Why? Because the other ones, I don't waste my time with. I don't waste my time with trying to save the so-called Pookie and Ray Rays, who honestly, realistically, are not trying to change. They're not trying to do nothing different. So, guys, I'm telling you, yes, I don't have to have a freaking degree to say I'm an expert at this. I'm an expert. I'm a Negro whisperer. No, let me stop. No, but it's easy for me. It's very easy for me to pinpoint certain groups of kids and certain ones that I know that I'll be able to work with. Let me tell you how I do it. For one, I never try to convince or talk to kids in a group. I might do a presentation in a group. I might speak to them in a group. But when I actually am trying to reach the young people, I pull them off to the side and I talk to them as an individual by themselves. And guess where I got that strategy from? I got that strategy from Jesus. In the Bible, you will notice that Jesus, when he spoke to a crowd of people, they may have responded to him. They may have did things like the same thing. Jesus, you had people out calling Jesus a false prophet, people in the crowd calling him all kinds of stuff, right? But when Jesus has significant impacts, I noticed that he had no significant impacts when he was alone with those individuals. Everybody knows the woman at the well, right? Who was with them at the well? Just that woman and Jesus. When Jesus went and found and got the 12 apostles, did he speak to them in a crowd, or did he go to them individually? He went to them individually. Look at the impact he had, because it was more personable, right? What about the woman that was caught in adultery? When she was, what did Jesus say? He said, "Where are your accusers?" She said, "They're gone. They're here." Jesus said, "Don't go and do." Y'all know the whole story. My points. Look at the impact that he had when he had them by themselves to themselves. So what I do when it comes to the black community, yes, I would talk to a great crowd of people, but then I would have certain individuals that would come up to me. "Hey, Mr. Ty, I heard what you said, da 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 da. I wasn't agreeing with it at first, but I understood where you were coming from." I take their phone number. I talk to them personally. Those are the ones that I have the most impact on. Yes, it's okay if you go and talk to a crowd of people, folks. But the thing is, I know that I'm not going to be in these. When I go and I speak over in these cities, especially when I go up back home towards Chicago or any other city across the United States, I know that I get it. I know that they like me. I know they want me there. But the difference is it has to be someone there that's going to carry them on. It has to be someone there that's not just going to be able to, because guys, let's keep it real. Me going somewhere and speaking and making people, you know, they like it. They like what I say. It feels good. They take heed to it. But the work has to be done when I'm gone. The work has to be done when I'm gone. The work has to be done when the speaking is over. The work has to be done. That's why I tell a lot of men that actually are under me, men that actually do mentoring like me, these grown men, I have to let them know, don't just do this because you feeling motivated right now, you feel good right now. This is a lifelong thing. Do you know what it takes to actually be of influence in a person's life? It's lifelong until you get them to where they are self-sustaining. Are you willing to take that on? Are you willing to take that on? You willing to actually sit there and you get called at 2 a.m. in the morning. Mr. Ty, man, dude, I'm about to go off on these dudes, man. These dudes did X, Y. I have to sit there and talk this young man down. Where are you at right now? Where are you at? I mean, say, okay, start walking right now. I don't care what they saying to you right now. Start walking. Walk towards okay, that's what this is what I'm talking about. Are you willing to deal with that? Because let's keep it real. Going to these speaking engagements, I mean, I get paid to do it. People invite me to do it. I'm not going to turn them down. But what I'm saying, these speaking engagements that I do, I know that probably only at most 5% out of 100 people are probably going to really listen to what I say and really go out and do what they heard me speak on. I'm just being honest, because it has to be people that are going to be there to put in the work to hold them accountable. So, what am I saying this for? There's not going to be any saving the black community. What we can do is put work in to save individuals in the black community. And you have to be able to pull them off to where you have to completely separate them, right? I'm not talking about separating them physically from being in the hood and ghetto, because that's not always going to be the case. If that's the case, I have to teach them the mental strategies that I use, that I honed in on when I lived in the ghetto, in the projects, in the hood, around the violence, around the shooting, around the killing, around the prostitution, around seeing women being sexually assaulted right there in our faces. You know what I'm saying? You got to teach them to be mentally strong in cases like that. So I give them mental tools and how to deal with that while they're in that situation. And at the same time, I've done this for so long to where I tell them, I'm not going to reach out to you. I'm not going to reach out to you, because if you want to change, if you want to help, you're going to reach out to me. My phone number, they got my phone number. You know how to reach me, you know how to call me, you know how to email me, you know how to text me. But I'm not about to sit here and beg. I'm not about to sit here and go after you. You're too old for that. If you really want to help, if you really want to get out of that situation, if you really want to be something, you reach out to me. So I get it, folks. We say all these things when it comes to saving the black community. But since I'm putting this on my channel called Man, Husband, Father, that right there is going to be the ultimate key. Ladies, there's no hate on you at all. But men, if you had the opportunity, or if you had someone in your life that helped you become a great man that you are, you did things the right way by getting you a wife. You did things by getting you a wife. You became a husband. You became a father. Your sole purpose in becoming a man who is, you got your feet on solid ground, you know what I'm saying? You're stable. You're stationary as a man, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You achieve that. You become a husband first, after that, right? When you become a father, your sole purpose is to be all those three things. You continue to be a man, you be a husband, you be a father. Fathers, I'm telling you right now, my mentees that their parents signed over a certain amount of guardianship to me, all of them turn out to be successful. There's no fail rate. All of them turn out to be successful, especially when I get to be personable with them, and I'm just keeping it real. That I get to, the parents turn over a certain amount of guardianship. I'm putting my hands on them. I'm snatching them up. I'm getting in their face at a young age. I'm breaking them. And y'all, if there are some of the parents in here listening right now, they kids that I mentor, those parents would tell you, yeah, Ty told me right from the jump, like, if you want me to do this, you're going to have to allow me to break your son. I'm going to break your son. I'm going to break your daughter. And once they know that their parent has relinquished that power over to me, 2 weeks tops, I break them. Once I break them and show them a different way, a different perspective, a different love, they more open. They see that Mr. Ty is really not mean like he was in the beginning. Mr. Ty is really compassionate. Mr. Ty really does care. Mr. Ty shows up to my school. Mr. Ty makes sure that he gives me my gift, or he hugs me, or he brings me McDonald's so that the whole lunchroom can see it. So that the whole lunchroom can see that they have my support. The whole lunchroom can see that I brought them something on their birthday so everybody can see it in their classroom. The whole lunchroom can see that this young person is loved. My wife and I and other mentors that work with me, we have 100% success rate when we do it that way. Men, and I'm just keeping it real, I don't have no women working with us. It's all men. Ladies, I have nothing against y'all. I know y'all can add y'all, help into that, but for me to have this 100% success rate with the kids that we actually jump on board and mentor, I just don't want that. This is working perfectly. Yeah, but if you get a woman's perspective, you can say that all you want to, but they do get a woman's perspective. They get it from us. I'm teaching them to be some self-sustaining adults. I'm teaching them that the world does not give a good goddamn gonna care about their feelings. The world doesn't care if they cry. The world doesn't care if you come from a single parent home. Life does not care if you didn't have your mom, if you didn't have your dad. Life does not care. Time does not care. You're going to continue to grow. You're going to continue to be an adult. And life does not care. Bullies don't care. So with all that being said, what is it that you're going to do? And this is what I do when I go and talk to black people. A lot of people receive this. Some mothers, no, I don't know if I can have you doing all that to my child. Okay, that's fine. Hey, that is completely fine. I don't even do that to my son. But yet your son is one of the most troubled, delinquent, tardy, defiant kids in the school. Okay, that's fine with me. I'll move on to, look, it does not hurt my feelings when parents tell me, I don't know if I want to go to extreme, Ty. I don't know if I want you snatching my son. I don't know if I want you coming to my son's class and showing up and snatching him out of the class and embarrassing him. I don't know, but then you know what? That's fine. Obviously the way that you're doing it is working out, ma'am. I'm just telling y'all these are some of the things that I do. Now, I'm open to any kids because I got some white kids that I mentor as well. But the sole purpose is the fact that since we all talk about focusing on the black community, guys, I sit there and I cut my hours. I thank God I get yeah, as a director, I get paid. I'm not even going to talk about all that. But point is, I'm able to be flexible. As a boss, I'm able to be flexible to where if a teacher from one of the schools call me and say, Mr. Ty, they don't even have to explain. I'll go, who is it? They'll go, Demarion, I'm on my way. Can you let the principal know? And I want him to stay in the classroom too. What period is he going to be in when I show up? Right? What period is he going to be in when I show up? What class is he going to be in? What room? Can you tell the teacher that I'm coming to that classroom and let her know that I'm going to be snatching him out of the classroom? No, I'm not going to hurt him. I'm just going to grab him and snatch him and drag him out of the classroom. Yes, I want him to be embarrassed. He wasn't embarrassed when he was acting up. He wasn't embarrassed when he was showing out. He wasn't embarrassed when he was talking smack to the teacher. But oh, if that's the way you want to demonstrate and operate, yeah, I'm about to snatch him out of the classroom. Do you want that as a parent? Do you want Mr. Ty to be that to your child? Do you want your child to be on a positive trajectory? Because if so, this is what it's going to take. Now, it doesn't take all that for all my mentees, but some of my more hard-headed guys, fellas, Some of my more hard-headed girls, oh yeah, I'm going in there and I'm snatching them. So what am I telling you guys all this for? My most impactful ways of being of great influence on the black community is me dealing with black individuals on a personal level. All those goons, the thugs, the wannabe hardcore, the young Negroes, I ain't gonna say what they, y'all know what the YNs are. I don't deal with them. Nor do I owe it to myself to deal with them. I'm not, come on now. Jesus went out and look at the impact Jesus had on the whole world, and he couldn't save everybody. Jesus was healing people, life-changing things, making the blind see, and people still didn't want to have nothing to do with Jesus. So who am I? But at the same time, the ones that follow Jesus, that listen to Jesus, that heeded to Jesus' words, look how great and successful they became. People look at me and folks know, they see my life, they see what I have, and think that I was just born with a silver spoon. No, I can name off every last man right now that had an influence on my life. I can name off every man that had an influence on my life. I can tell you what they taught me, whether it was finance, whether it was dealing with women, whether it was dealing with clothes, whether it was dealing with budgeting, whether it was dealing with how to shop, whether it was dealing with how I should smell, whether it was dealing with this is how you clean and wash yourself. I'm keeping it real with y'all. I can tell you about every man. This is how you deal with discipline. This is how you control your temper. This is how you treat a woman. I can tell you every last man, and there were several men in my life that had influence over me with that. I can also tell you about women, mothers. They can call them mothers of the church. I can tell you about mothers of the church, different people like that. So the man that you guys all see today, the man that you guys all see on YouTube, understand, I was one of those young, thugged out, ghetto, hood, hardcore, didn't give a care about nothing. I was horrible as a young man. I was terrible. I got family members that from up in Chicago. I got family members in Tennessee. When they every time they get around us and we have like a gathering or something like that, a cookout, they always look at my sons and tell my sons, y'all know y'all dad was the worst of us. I'm talking about these are thug, gangster cousins of mine right now who tell my sons, y'all dad was crazy. He was worse than all of us. They would name off the stuff that I would do as a young teen, pre-teenager, and they were just like, dude, y'all dad was horrible. But guess what? It took for a man and other men to break me. I had to be broken. Once there was nobody, you get locked in a room, and I'm thinking I'm tough. I think I'm about to beat up Keith Anderson. Don't believe me. Look it up right now. Keith Anderson homework hangout. Look it up right now. Decatur, Illinois. Keith Anderson broke us. Who was we gonna go tell? He was already working with the police. Keith Anderson was working with the police. He snatched us up in front of the police. He whooped us in front of the police just so they can know it was no abuse. Who was I gonna go run and tell? My mama? Huh? Who was I gonna run and tell? And he would tell us, when I show up at your house to pick y'all up to take y'all to homework hangout, you better have your butts out there with your backpacks. Man, I'm telling you right now, what we gonna do? I ain't doing nothing. He would come right in our house. Boy, get y'all butts out there in that van right now. I mean, y'all, I'm telling y'all. So he has had a huge, tremendous impact on the black community, but he gets called all kinds of names too. And you know what? He's actually different than me in our political views right now. He's Democrat. I love Keith Anderson to death. This man was one of the top fathers for me. But we see things differently politically. He's actually part of the Rainbow Coalition. He brought Jesse Jackson to Decatur, Illinois. I got a trophy because I turned my life around in the 6th grade and I got straight A's for the first time in my entire life. And I got a trophy from Jesse Jackson. I didn't know who he was or whatever like that at the time. I'm just sharing with y'all, right? So when it comes to fixing the black community, you have to be able to fix young black men and young black women. There is, guys, I'm just keeping it real. I do not go after any, I don't go after any kids that's like 15, 16, 17 years old that's in the streets and about that life. I just don't. I go after the young ones who can completely easily be more influenced at the age that they're at right now. That's the ones that I go after. Those are the ones that I change. Now, every now and then I might get that 15, 16-year-old come to me crying, hey, can I talk to you, man? That, you know, they got a tough face on. Hey, man, I want to holler at you, man. I'm like, okay, cool. What? But yeah, I want to talk to you I want to talk to you just us. Okay. Get these hardcore, thugged out, young gangster wannabe dudes behind closed doors. They start crying. Hey, man, I don't know, man. I'm like, what's wrong, bro? What's going on? Man, I don't know what I'm going to be doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, moms don't care, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no dad, man. And I'm just saying, bro, you know, people getting killed around me, man. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't know, man. I'm like, that's when it's impactful. And I let them know, you can come to me, but I'm not going to seek you out. The young dudes that's 14, 15, 16, acting wild and out in class, I don't deal with them. Now, when they come and seek me out, I let them know, bro, I'm not giving you no chances. What I'm about to talk to you about right now, you want to go down a straight street? You want to have your life successful? You want to kind of get where Mr. Ty is? This is the only conversation you and I are going to have. You are a young man. You understand what I'm saying to you right now. After this conversation, when you get done leaving, talking with me, you're going to go out there and you're going to instantly be tempted to go right back to the stuff that you claim you want to be away from. It's going to happen just like that. That's how the enemy works. Your friends are going to come and try to get you to do stuff the minute after we have this conversation. You go with your friends, you do that mess, don't come talking to me anymore. That's it. No, man, but everybody ain't, no, well, we're not going to talk about it no more. Then you either do it or you don't. That's it. I don't care what they told you. I don't care about no goddamn on slavery. I don't care about what the ancestors went through. I don't care about Martin Luther King them marching. What I care about is you and where you want to go in your life. Screw all that. We'll talk about that later when you get grown and successful. We'll deal with Martin Luther King. We'll deal with our ancestors, and we'll deal with that once you are successful. But I already know that once they do become successful, they're not even going to be thinking about that stuff because they're going to see it was all bull crap just to keep them there. You keep young people pissed off and mad all the time about, we built this country, we were kings. You ain't going to go nowhere. You are not going to go anywhere. You're just going to be a lifelong pissed off activist who's going to blame everything on what they told you to blame it on. This is not our fault. You don't understand, Ty. If the people weren't poor, what do you mean poor? If they wasn't living in poverty, what do you mean poverty? Wait. What do you mean by poverty? You talking about, that house you go to on Section 8? Y'all got heat in the winter? What? Y'all got heat in the winter? Y'all got air in the wintertime? Y'all got cold air during the summer? Y'all got lights? You eating food? What poorness are you talking about? What do you mean living in poverty? Let me take you to some of my family let me take you to some of my ancestors in Jamaica and show you where they live in Stony Hill, still living in shacks and tents. And you go say to them, yeah, we poor. They'll look at you like, I'm not poor. I'm eating. I got my health. So that's what I'm saying. Guys, this is me right now telling them straight up. Don't give me that bull crap that they fed you. Poverty. Me and my brothers were going around picking cans. I was 10 years old picking cans. Yeah, y'all know the people who push summer carts around? We had garbage bags. Going around picking cans. Turning those cans in for money. So we can use that money to go buy a stick of bologna and some bread and some milk at the store. Every day, that was our hustle. Waking up in the morning, trying to go and comb the country, comb the city for cans so we can turn it in for money so we can use that money to buy some food. Yeah, you talk about poor. The young kids today, y'all can go get free lunches. Churches handing out, church pantries handing out food. Salvation Army handing out food. Y'all go home every day to a house with lights on. Our lights was off at one time. Our lights were off. We were allowed to try to get a job. We were allowed to work at 12 years old for JTPA, summer job, try to use that money so we can at least try to pay to help keep the lights on. Well, Ty, if they wasn't in poverty right now, you know, poverty what? No. I'm going to tell you right now. If you are some involved, I'm talking to some parents right now. If you are a parent right now, and you live in the hood, you live in a ghetto, your kids got a phone with internet services, or which a lot of them do is free anyway, free internet services. When you talk about not being educated, I'm sorry. In 2025, there is no excuse. There is no excuse right now. I don't want to hear no bull crap about y'all go to public school. Y'all, I don't want to hear none of that bull crap, because there's something called YouTube where you have prestigious, well-decorated professors on there teaching all subjects. So whenever those parents try to come at me with that, I don't want to hear that bull crap. Well, they can't, the parent read good. Well, guess what? There's somebody on YouTube teaching you how to read. There's somebody on YouTube teaching you how to enunciate. There is someone on YouTube teaching basic math, chemistry, geometry, trigonometry. They're teaching medicine, dentistry, how to change a tire, how to change a battery. I don't want to hear none of that bull crap excuse that a lot of them try to feed me about, well, you know, if they had better schools. I don't want to hear that, because honestly, a lot of people on YouTube are teaching it better than the teachers at the public schools and private schools. So no, as y'all can see, look, what y'all see me doing right now, this is how I am at speaking engagements. This is how I am when I'm talking to them as an individual. So what do you do that for, Mr. Ty? It weans out any bull crap victim mentality excuse you try to feed me. So let's go over this again. I ask my young people, are you starving? No. You eat every day? Yeah. You eat at home? Yeah. Y'all lights are on? Yeah. Y'all water on? Yeah. What the freaking heck are you talking about then? What are you talking about? You got a phone? Yeah. Free? Yeah. And a lot of these places have given them old, outdated laptops that still they're still usable, they're still good, they still got good Wi-Fi, they still can use them as computers in regards to getting on the internet, and they still can get on there and look at YouTube and all that. Guys, y'all have it made way more than us 80s babies. I tell them, do you got to walk to a library? No. What do? I can just look it up. What? We had to walk to a library, get with the librarian who had to pull out a freaking Rolodex to pull out a card to take you down the aisle to go get the books you needed to study. Y'all got this stuff at y'all fingertips. Don't give me no bullcrap excuse. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I just don't, guys. I'm not buying none of that. It has to be some super rare occasions where I say, you know what? I'll give you that. When they try to come at me with these excuses, when the adults try to come at me with these excuses, absolutely not. No, ma'am. No, sir. Well, how am I supposed to teach them, man? And I didn't even get a high school degree. YouTube. Somebody's teaching chemistry on YouTube. Somebody's teaching English on YouTube. Somebody's teaching punctuation on YouTube. I don't want to hear it. There's no excuse. My sons, well, of course, me and my wife both got degrees, which means really nothing. Depends on what you get your degree in. But my point in saying that is this. It doesn't matter, because in today's world, the fact that you have all those things available to you at your fingertips, it doesn't matter. You have everything you need to become successful at your fingertips in regards to what you might want to do while you're in college, what you might want to do as a career. All those things are at your fingertips, folks. So again, this is not about saving the black community more so than it is saving individuals in the black community, because as a whole, there are certain black people of certain mindsets you're not going to be able to save. I'm in the parking garage right now, so y'all got to excuse me. Getting my medical bag here and all that good stuff. And so anyway, let me see something right here. I might take y'all out to the garden to continue this conversation on. Give me a second here. Hey, how you doing? All right, so I'm back. Okay, so anyway, this is why individuals like myself and others, I'm so like compassionate about this. What is this on my nose? Dead skin. So this is why we compassionate about things like this, is because of the fact that people think that some politician, like even right now with President Trump, yeah, going to Chicago, and even if they had all the resources that they needed to stop crime, you're still going to have to convince individuals to go for the life that they want to live. You're still going to have to convince individuals of certain mindsets to go and do exactly what they have the freedom to do. They can go and do anything they feel they have the skills to do, the occupations and all that. So even if the streets are completely 100% safe, no crime and stuff is going on, you're still going to have to affect those individuals right here, because they're being told that everything around them is against them. They're being told that even if they try, they might as well not try too hard, because there's going to be some monster there that's called systemic racism. There's going to be some monster there called white privilege. There's going to be some monster there that's going to keep them from achieving that. So if you keep on feeding people that, and you keep on having these people buy into all of that, for young people, what it makes them do is not even want to take the initiative to even try. Why even try if the end result is going to be these white people going to do this, or this going to happen, or I'm not going to make it, or systemic racism? That is one of the biggest tricks that is influencing the black community, and it's absolutely 100% working on a lot of them. But to my young black folks, you know who you are that may be watching this. You know that you're different. You know that you don't act like a lot of them in the hood. You don't act like a lot of them in the ghetto. They all think that you're funny. They all think that you're different. They might think that you're a nerd because you're smart. They might just say, man, you act weird. Your actual whole makeup and how you carry yourself is not like the rest of them. That's because you are different. Some of you right now might listen to this and say, you know what, I'm gonna listen to what dude is saying. Here's my thing. What I'm telling you that you can do and what you can achieve, you definitely will be able to do it. And if you don't like it, you can always take your black butt back to the hood and be gangsta and be thuggish, be a hood rat, be a Section 8, be all you can always go back to that. But I don't know anybody that actually did it once they got here and on a social economic level. And then it's also going to change the way you think. It's going to change the way you see things. And this is why I tell people in the videos that y'all saw, I don't look to certain black people of a certain mindset. I let them know straight up, I don't owe you Negroes nothing. I don't know why some of y'all act like I owe you something. Y'all thinking that when y'all throw all that skin folk, kinfolk, Uncle Tom, y'all act like that's supposed to impact me in some type of way. I'm there. I'm there where a lot of people dreamed about. I am in a place where we talked about in the hood. I'm in that place where we dreamed about it. I'm in that place where me and my buddies in the hood used to sit there and pick up a random steering wheel cover and act like we was driving our car and all that. I'm there where we actually sat there and used to use our room or something like that as this my house and all this, and I got this and I got that. We dreamed of things like that. Don't think that you weird because you do things like that because you want better. But understand this: once you do get better and you get to that place, you're gonna have people from the ghetto, people from the hood of certain mindsets. Understand? I'm not just talking about people that live in the ghetto, people that live in the hood. I'm talking about people that live in the ghetto, in the hood, the projects, that have a certain mindset. They are going to completely hate that you made it where you are. They are going to try to make you feel bad about your success. They're going to try to make you feel bad about the fact that you are smart. They're going to try to make you feel bad about the fact that you've achieved what a lot of people talk about. They're going to try to make you feel like you don't belong and all that. Well, you know what? You don't. I'm talking mentally. This scam bull crap, that's for the birds. That doesn't even matter. Who you are as an individual inside is what matters. What you want out of your life is what matters. What everybody wants you to want, it doesn't matter. See, this whole thing of me, you might be skin folk, but you ain't kin folk. Okay, what else you got? You are Uncle Tom. Okay, what else do you got? You a tap dancer coon a nigga. Okay, what else do you have? You a bootlicker. Okay, what else do you have? You want to be white so bad. Okay, what else do you have? Huh? Why the insults? All because you made it, and you telling other people that they can do the same thing you did. I'm not saying doing the same thing I did, as in you going into medicine to be. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about becoming what you want to become. You're pissed off at me because I did exactly what I wanted to do with my life, and I became what I wanted to become. You're mad at that. You're pissed off because I'm not trying to go back to the hood. Come on, they not like us. Like, what do you mean? Thank you. What are you talking about? You a house Negro. What else do you have? You know one thing I'm not? I'm not worrying about if I'm going to get shot. I'm not worrying about when I'm walking down the street, if those gang of dudes sitting over there to the side or over there, if they're going to try to roast me or something like that because I don't have the best clothes or shoes. It has happened. It happened a lot. I'm not worried that one of them might try to throw something at me just to provoke me and get a response out of me so they can just find an excuse to want to jump me. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about where my next meal is going to come from. I'm not worried about having to go and pick cans anymore. I'm not worried about going to have to knock on the neighbor's door and asking them if they got any leftovers for their food anymore. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried if there's going to be a drive-by. I'm not worried about anything like that. I'm not worried if my wife is going to get mugged or anything like that. I don't stay in those areas like that, nor do I desire to. Why would anybody? Guess what I'm not worried about either? I'm not worried about no ratchet hood rats. I'm not worried about the Bone Quishas and Takishas, Shaquilas and Keelas and Beaters and the Tyrones, Jeromes, Mones, and Dontarions and Kukontons. I'm not worried about being around that ratchet bull crap. Not at all. So when you tell me I'm not one of y'all, thank you for understanding and recognizing that. Thank you. Guess what I'm not either? I'm not some baby daddy. I'm not some thug. I'm not some robber. I'm not some murderer. I'm not some pimp. I'm not in a prison. Huh? I'm not a crackhead. Huh? But then you think that by trying to insult me because I'm not those things, it's supposed to make me feel bad? I don't. That's what I'm saying. See, when you throw that back at them, see, that's what it's not. I think one of the things is that I end up getting it's like, oh yeah, you misjudged me. A lot of people see what I do in my life and everything, and then they make this assumption, right? They say that they make this assumption about my life, and they think that they can come at me some way, but then having no idea that I grew up in the hood, in the ghetto, the projects, around a whole lot of craziness. And when I flame them back, all of a sudden it's like, oh shoot, I didn't think he was going to do that. I didn't think he would come back at me like that. I didn't think that he would actually try to flame me back. I didn't think that Ty would try to roast me back. Yeah. It's so amazing though. They think that insulting you for becoming successful is supposed to make me feel bad. And one thing that you will always get, and I tell my young people all this all the time. One thing you will always get is that when you start to do really, really good and become successful, even if I'm not even talking about monetary. I'm talking about in anything. When you become a better student, when you become a better athlete, they are going to find a way to hate you. They're going to say things like, "You think you all that? Oh, your head getting too big. Oh, here it is." See, that's you're not thinking that. You're not saying that. That's them saying that. That's the assumption that they're making about you. I don't go around, yeah, look at me in my 5 cars. Look at me in my 5 homes. Look what I got. I don't do any of that. The only way people know that I have those things is because they know me, or sometimes I'll say it on here, but I don't do it in the sense of for bragging purposes or anything like that. Having 5 homes and having 5 vehicles doesn't mean anything. You want to know why? Because if you got to pay on, well, my cars are paid off and the homes are separate too. But my point of saying that is that you know what comes with having those things? Responsibility. This ain't like them. This ain't like your rappers and stuff you see on TV where you see them flexing and all. No, this is real life. Those things come with bills. They come with insurances. You got to get in Florida. We got to get hurricane insurance and things like that. Flooding insurance. It's responsibility that comes with that. This is what I'm saying. People don't talk and say things like this, right? But one thing I'm not going to do, I am not going to feel bad about being married to my wife for 24 years, and no woman would ever be able to come forward and say, he committed adultery, he slept with me. No woman would be able to say that about me. You won't be able to hear me say that my sons done drugs. My sons got baby mamas. My sons been in and out of jail. My sons were kids that were troubled in school. You won't be able to hear me say that. And I came from the very place that people are claiming that they are pissed off that they are at. The very place that y'all came from. And trust me when I tell you, 80s and 90s, we had it a whole lot worse than some of y'all got it right now. The ones that are living in the hood right now, the ones that are living in the ghetto and the projects, we had it way worse than you guys. Y'all got way too much stuff at y'all fingertips that we did not have. Y'all got way too many opportunities. Y'all have way too many resources that's at y'all fingertips than what we had in the 80s. The fact that I even mentioned earlier, y'all don't even have to go to a library. Y'all got it better than what we did. The fact that if you're struggling with a subject in school and you can go on YouTube and somebody can break it down into the most understandable way, we didn't have that. We had to go find a tutorer, and then it had to be in the time slot. I had to stay after school or something like that. Anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all being in here. I know that there was a super chat in here, so I want to make sure I acknowledge that. But if y'all haven't done it yet, make sure you tap that screen, double tap the screen. It gives the video a thumbs up. If not, click the thumbs up button. Unifier TV, appreciate you, my good guy. With the $5 super chat, said you're a true inspiration. The community needs you. God has used you to enlighten us in so many, and open so many eyes. Unifier, appreciate the $5 super chat there. So I know you got a family you taking care of and all that. So I know that didn't come by easy, man. Honestly, if I was able to refund that to you, I would send it right back to you because I know